Okay, so in talking about, I'm writing the book here. I'm on page 736, and I want to talk about metabolic and respiratory acidosis and alkalosis. Okay, and this is a good page I want to pull up here because it has the two key words in it that I want to see and want to show about how I learned this. Hypoventilation. Okay, hypoventilation. The great thing about the book is you can click on it and see a definition. And hypoventilation, if it ever comes up, is a decrease in the depth and rate of breathing, characterized by an increase in blood carbon dioxide. Now, as my other videos would state, and I'm not going to repeat it too much here because I'm not want to be teachy, but this is something I already know. An increase in blood carbon dioxide is going to mean an increase in blood acidity, which is referred to as respiratory acidosis, and it can be also lead to hypoxemia, but I'm not talking about that. So, when talking about the respiratory system, hypoventilation and acidosis go together like peanut butter and jelly. Okay, now I'm gone over to page 735, and it's easier for me to talk about this than to write a book about it because I have a lot to say about some things, and that's why I choose to make a video, because I can talk about what I'm reading while I'm reading it. So, here we have another keyword. We're talking about hyperventilation, and we're talking about alkalosis. Well, last we were talking about the hypoventilation, and we looked at it was a decrease in breathing, while hyperventilation is an increase in breathing. It's when you're breathing deep and heavy and fast, and it can lead to alkalosis, which is characterized by low PCO2, which means there's a low level of CO2 in a low level of the carbonic acid in your blood, which is basically what the PCO2 represents. So that is talking about that on a respiratory level. Now, one of the key things, they got this under the section of exercise, and it's kind of a vicious cycle of how the body maintains itself, which is homeostasis. Because in the state of exercise, we're working out, we're moving, our cells are going harder than they normally do. So in that, cellular respiration has increased as well. And one of the byproducts of cellular respiration is, of course, carbon dioxide. So the cellular respiration is the metabolic part of what I want to talk about now, because well, let's read the definition of metabolism. Metabolism is the sum total of chemical reactions occurring in the body cells. So let's look at that as how we would if we were exercising. Well, if we're exercising, body cells are using more energy, they're using more ATP, they're using more glucose, they're putting off more carbon dioxide, which is in turn raising the acidity level of the blood. The blood is then the acidity level in the blood then signals the hypothalamus to, with the chemoreceptors in the hypothalamus, to tell our lungs basically to start breathing deeper. So now we're hyperventilating, which is what we say earlier by hyperventilation. Go back up here to this part. Excessive ventilation is characterized by low PCO2 and alkalosis. So it's making it more basic by breathing deeper. And likewise, when we are, say someone who is not very non-active, their blood's going to tend to be more on the basic side, because the metabolism of the sum total of all their cells' activities is going to be less than someone who's active and who is exercising more. So it was a lot to say. I didn't want to try to type that all in there, but I think I've got the whole concept of this by what I just said there.